Welcome, it's Denome. This video is a portfolio update of Q2 of 2021. So it is a snapshot of every single coin that I currently hold in my portfolio, and you can see the ratios I hold different coins. And this may be useful to you if you are looking to find some coins that I may have skipped over in my weekly videos, and you can also see the different ratios I have different coins in my portfolio, which somewhat reflect how bullish I am on those coins as well, and how much I trust those coins as well. So you can troll me in the comments if you think some of this information is useful, or if I hold some shit coins that I should get rid of, because it's always helpful if you give me some criticism to actually reflect on my portfolio as well. And I will put the timestamps for this video below this video if you want to skip around. But just as a disclaimer and everything I have to say is that this is just a snapshot. So this is not a recommendation what is going to be in the future, because my portfolio changes every single week depending what is pumping, what is dumping. I may be rebalancing stuff. I may be discarding a coin to suddenly. So keep that in mind that this is just a snapshot of my current holdings. So you can take a look at what I currently hold. And one more thing is that this video is not going to be super flashy as some of my previous portfolio updates. And the reason is that I try to make these videos a little bit more light to make. So I have more incentive to make these a little bit more often. So I just can, jump on the computer and start recording instead of me preparing for the videos. But it is quite taxing to make a flashy video, and it takes a lot of time. And especially now I have so many things going on in my personal life that I just had to make it a little bit simpler. But without further ado, let's actually get started finally. So let's get started with my first coin, which is the CEL token, or the Celsius Network token. And this is my biggest holding, and I currently have 17.15%. And I'm very bullish on this coin. It is a high market cap, but I really like the adoption curve of CEL token. So as you probably know, I've been shilling this for quite a while, and there's a very good reason why I do this. They only have about 200,000 users who are actively using the platform. So the growth potential from 200,000 depositors scaling upwards is super good in my opinion. And in Q1 of 2021 alone, they actually doubled their user base, but the coin hasn't really moved that much. So I have been accumulating this as much as I can, and the goal I have with this coin actually is that I'm gonna use this coin to take out a loan on the Celsius platform, because the Celsius platform, out of all the platforms on the planet, and out of all the DeFi platforms on the planet as well, this is the best platform to take a crypto loan. So for that use case, this is the best platform. And if you take the loan in CEL token, you can still get the premium tiers even if you take the full loan in the CEL amount. And the CEL doesn't really give that much APY on the CEL token itself. So I just found out that if I take a loan against CEL token, that is the best bang for your buck for CEL token in my opinion. So for that reason, CEL is a big portion of my portfolio. And to be transparent, I have actually used the funds that I took out from CEL to finance a loan in the real world. I mean, not finance a loan. I took out the loan and paid for a real estate investment I did here in the real world. So that's basically my use case for CEL. And I have a real estate investment that I have to pay in 3 installments. So my goal with CEL is that it will actually go up to about $15. And every time when it goes to $10, then I will double the loan that I took to pay the second installment. And when CEL finally reaches $15, I will take another loan or refinance the loan to actually pay off the whole real estate investment thing. So that's why it's the biggest holding in my portfolio. I just believe it can go to at least $25 this year. So that's my goal with CEL token. Next, the second biggest holding I currently have is actually Auto token. And these combined are 30% of my portfolio, if you were wondering what this number here is. It's just the accumulation of different coins here in my portfolio. So Auto token is 13% of my portfolio. I'm semi-bullish on this. I'm not super bullish, so I'm not thinking it will 10x this year. It can still 10x this year, but I really like how the team is building for long-term sustainability. And when the single auto staking goes live, I think this can go at least to $8,000. Currently it's about $3,500. I think it's quite undervalued. So it is, I would say at least a medium term hold for me. And because I made so much money with Auto token, it went so many multiples this year, that I just have a big bag of these left. But this is a coin that I am looking to actually sell at least a big portion of this in the medium term. So when auto hits $8,000, I will probably sell half or maybe even more at that time. So just so you know that $8,000 is the goal for auto that I currently have. And you probably know a lot about the auto token already. I talk about it almost every week in my videos. So that's just the second biggest holding, mainly because it went up so much already in my portfolio. Next is stablecoins. So I have 13% in stablecoins, and almost all of my stablecoins are earning some kind of yield. So I'm earning 12% is the lowest amount that I earn. I think that it was on crypto.com platform. I use stablecoins on the crypto.com platform to actually top up my card every now and then. So that's why I just have those out of convenience in the crypto.com platform. And the highest yield that I currently get is about 0.6% per day, and that's on the B dollar or the SBDO system. I will talk about that later. But almost everything I'm earning yield. And if you are interested in earning yield on stablecoins, you can watch my video on stablecoins that I did a few weeks ago that explains every place where you can basically earn yield with stablecoins. And some of the places have actually increased in value. So if you go to waves.exchange, that actually gives about 100% APY currently. So the information in that video has changed a little bit, but some of the platforms are actually giving more yield and some are giving actually less yield than before. But stablecoins are currently 13% of my portfolio. Next is Bitcoin, and this should not be a surprise that Bitcoin is somewhere in the high ups, but this is mostly generating yield and some are in the cold storage as well. So I have 3 different places currently that I earn yield on Bitcoin, as well as I have some in the cold storage. And most of the Bitcoin that I have earning yield and that are in the cold storage are just me taking profits into Bitcoin and not touching it anymore. So about 10% is what I want to keep Bitcoin at, but currently it's 11.4%. Sometimes it's higher, sometimes it's less, but currently it's about 11.4%. And this is already 55% of my whole portfolio are these coins here. Next is BNB, and this is one of the reasons, or just a coin that I use for yield farming on different pairs. So I have BNB on BNB auto pool and BNB on band pool. So BNB, just because I use it for yield farming, is a big portion of my portfolio for that reason, and it's a pretty good hold, especially this year. It went up almost 10x this year alone. So I think it's the center of attention currently. So even though Cardano is coming and Polkadot are coming, Binance Coin, the utility, and as more people come into the place, BNB token is a coin that everyone wants to have who are doing anything on the Binance smart chain. So for that reason, I'm okay to hold BNB, but mainly it is used because I'm using it for the yield farming on the Binance smart chain. And next is CRO, and this is a new coin that I added on my portfolio. It is not actually a new coin that I sold everything I had on CRO, but when they did the burn, and after I got the legitimacy of the CRO burn confirmed that it is completely legit, that they burned 70 billion tokens or 70% of their total supply, and they will not have any issues with regulators from that. And after CRO, the mainnet is launched and they gave the roadmap for the CRO mainnet and so forth, I'm quite bullish on this, just because if you type in crypto on the Google, you will see crypto.com as the number 1, as well as the marketing budget that these guys have are pretty much the highest that everything else on the planet has. So for those reasons, I'm just holding this, and the card utility is super good. So most of this percentage is because I have the card staking. So for that reason, CRO is currently at 7.78%. So the card benefits are just so good in my opinion. So it's mainly for the utility for myself, but also it's at least a solid investment. I think it will garner more value, especially when NFTs are launching on the CRO mainnet in May 20th this year, and after that's about 2, 3, 4 weeks after, Ethereum virtual machine will go live on the CRO mainnet. So those things I'm still quite excited about. So we'll see when that happens. But there's a possibility that CRO chain will have similar yield farming gimmicks as BNB when the Ethereum virtual machine actually goes live, hopefully during June or July this year. So I just bought it about 16 cents, and that's all the CRO I currently have. I haven't sold this. It's I would say medium to long term hold for me mostly. Next, as you can already see, I have a lot of the different company coins currently. I'm quite bullish on the company coins just because as more people come in, the company coins, in my opinion, are somewhat undervalued compared to some of the DeFi stuff, especially the high cap DeFi coins like Uniswap is way overvalued in my opinion. So for that reason, I'm okay to hold these company coins as well. Next, and one more thing is that one of the reasons I hold these company coins is that I think most of these company coins, even FTT, which I currently don't have in my portfolio, but it could be a good company coin as well, or even Swissborg and many other ones, they just haven't ended up in my portfolio for now. But anyway, these company coins are surefire bets for this rising bull market, in my opinion. So for that reason, and for me, my portfolio is already quite big, that I don't want to take too much risk with most of my portfolio here. So I just want to have like a surefire bets for this 2021 run. So for that reason, company coins, in my opinion, make a lot of sense. Low risk, at least medium reward, in my opinion. Next is Band, and this is something which I'm very bullish about, same as actually Cell Token, but Band is probably my most bullish coin that I currently have in my portfolio. It is a cross-chain project, and it is an Oracle project, same like Chainlink, except the market cap is just so much smaller than Chainlink market cap, but the value that is being protected by the Band Oracle system is only about 1/10 of the, or was it 1/8 or 1/9 of the Chainlink value that is being secured on that chain. But Band is just a cheaper Oracle, as well as they innovate super fast and they release new partnerships almost every single week. And because they focus on the cross-chain implementation, for that reason, I think Band is going to be quite good in the long term. The market cap is only about $400 million, whereas Chainlink is about $21 billion. And Band, if CRO chain is going to be successful, CRO chain only has two oracles that they said at launch that they will use. They will use Chainlink as well as they use Band chain. And both CRO chain is actually using the Cosmos SDK, and Band is built on top of that Cosmos SDK. So Band as a cross-chain oracle is, in my opinion, just easier to implement than Chainlink oracles for cross-chain stuff. So for that reason, I think Band is going to be one of my best performers of 2021. So for that reason, I have a lot of Band. It's currently only 7.66%, but it's still a big holding in my portfolio. Next, and now we start to, as you can see, already get into much smaller amounts in my portfolio. So these are mostly just spices that I think have a very good upside, or I'm trading these in the short term. But these coins I hold for at least medium to long term. So those are basically my bets here. But Auto in the short term or medium term, this is at least a medium term play for me. I don't know in the long term. I'm trying to get rid of a lot of the Auto when it gets to about 8K level. So just so you know. Anyway, SBDO, this is from the $B ecosystem. The $B stablecoin, all the algorithmic stablecoin went under the peg. So I've just been accumulating a lot of the SBDO when it's about less than $2,000. So I've bought a lot from $900 levels and 1,500 levels now that it dropped back to 1,500. So SBDO is about 3.4% of my portfolio. And if you just hold SBDO, you can get about 100% or 150% APR. So if you convert APR into APY, that's about 300% APY with SBDO. So for that reason, I have SBDO here as well. Next is UNCX, and this is something I made a separate video about. I'm quite bullish on this. It's a low cap coin, but it has so much adoption and they are cross chain. So the market cap for this is only about $8 million, and there's no inflation for this coin coming at all. So it's completely deflationary, and just the adoption for this coin is massive, and people don't understand it. And even after ever I made the video, the market cap actually went back to $8 million. So I actually bought more UNCX when it did that. So I currently have 3% of my portfolio in UNCX as well. Next is PYR, and this is a coin I added actually last week. And one of the reasons I bought this is that it is part of a gaming scene, and it just released. Unfortunately, I was a little bit stupid and I actually missed the pre-sale. So they had a pre-sale on at the end of March, but I missed it by 2 days. For some reason, I did not set up a reminder to participate in the pre-sale, so I actually had to buy it at a 3x price compared to the pre-sale. So I had to kick myself in the leg for not participating in the pre-sale. But anyway, I'm still bullish on it. It's only about $24 million market cap, but they have an MMO, they have a tradable card game coming, they have a lot of games coming on their ecosystem, and the PYR token is basically the token that combines all these ecosystems together. And there's going to be NFTs that you can play cross-chain, and it's only $24 million market cap. And if you hold PYR tokens, it's a little bit of a hassle to get them on the right wallet. But when you have it in the right wallet, starting from April 12th, you will start to earn these airdrops for lava tokens and some other benefits that you earn from having these PYR tokens. And the tokenomics made somewhat sense to me, so I just bought these for a gamble. So it may or may not be good, but this is basically a short-term to medium-term gamble for me, this PYR. Next is, let's take a look. Next is Ethereum. Some people will complain to me why I only have 2% Ethereum here, but it's mainly used for yield farming and some gas fees as well, because some of these tokens like PYR, you can get it on the Matic network from QuickSwap or from Uniswap, and UNCX is from Uniswap as well, and some gems or some small cap coins actually launch still on Uniswap, so I have to have Ethereum for gas fees. So Ethereum, I have it for yield farming and for gas fees. And Ethereum, I'm actually using it for the sell yield farming. So sell and ETH yield farming on QuickSwap on the Matic network. That's why I have a lot of sell here, Ethereum as well. But I'm not too bullish on Ethereum this year, just because they're so slow to actually implement anything. And there are so many chains like BNB chain, CRO chain coming, Cardano coming this year, and so forth. Next, let's take a look, is XVS. So this is the Venus token on the Binance Smart Chain. They have about $6 billion total value locked, but the market cap is only like $500 million. Very, very low market cap compared to the total value locked. And the tokenomics, whenever you take a look at this on the CoinGecko, the total supply is actually wrong on the CoinGecko. So the total supply is much lower than is being said, because they have actually burned some of the XVS out of existence. So the total market cap, the fully diluted market cap, is not actually as high as is said on the CoinGecko. So if you take a look at the tokenomics of XVS, they are somewhat good. There are some issues with the Venus system, but overall, I just think this is much too undervalued, so I had to buy it. Next is, what do I have here? VRA. So this is again a gaming token, and also it has some unique real-world utility, and they actually hold a real US patent for something called proof of view. So advertisers, whenever you watch anything online, you will get paid for the views that you have on that video, and then advertisers pay for those views. But they have a concept that actually can measure if that was a real person watching it or it was a robot watching it. And they have partnerships with YouTube and Twitch and so forth. And currently they are focused on creating these esports tournaments. And from that, that's basically their entry point to the marketplace, to get to the gaming scene and to the esports scene. And from there, they are not only tied to the esports system. So you could compare this to Theta, which is a streaming service on blockchain. They also have a video player and a streaming service, but it's not adopted much yet. The market cap here was about $200 million or so. So I just thought this may have some good upside this year as well. So I just bought it. It's a speculation play. I'm not fully invested in this project, but I'm currently holding it. Let's see how it goes. Next, what I have here is MIR. This is a token that I talked before in my videos. I sold some of these, so I currently hold 1.2% of this in my portfolio. And the cool thing with MIR, I think it went to all-time highs today actually. It's bringing real assets on chain, so they can tokenize stocks like Tesla stock you can earn from or get from the Mirror ecosystem, and you can yield farm with these different tokens as well. So you can actually yield farm on Auto Farm network using the Mirror protocol. And the Mirror protocol is actually using banned oracles for the price data for these stocks. So these things are somewhat connected to each other as well. So for those reasons, MIR, if you take a look at the total value locked on Mirror Finance, you can actually see that it's growing just steadily over and over and up and up and up. So for these reasons, I want to hold MIR token as well. And eventually, these tokens, most of these are not actually listed on Coinbase Pro or anything like that. So eventually, when these get listed on those exchanges, the value should spike upwards a little bit. So a lot of these are not assets that are listed there yet. Next, what do I have here? Cards. And this is an interesting pick for me. It's a little bit of a degen play here, same as the SBDO. So it's you probably know Polkastarter. So it's a pre-sale ecosystem for Cardano, and you can only get this from Uniswap. And that's the downside that you have to invest in this is actually about $7,000 currently. So you have to have at least 500 MIR tokens to actually even participate in these pre-sales. So the entry point is quite high for this ecosystem, but overall I just want to be part of these Cardano ecosystem coins whenever they launch, because Cardano market cap is about $40 billion currently, and when projects actually list on the Cardano ecosystem, I think it will have same effect as the Polkadot ecosystem coins, that they just shoot up even though they haven't launched even. So I want to participate in these pre-sales. So I don't exactly know if I can trust this project, so that's why I only invested 1.37% of my portfolio in that. But the promise of this protocol is actually quite high. So I want to be part of these Cardano ecosystem coins as early as possible. That's basically my reason for owning these cards tokens. Next is STBZ. STBZ, I briefly talked about this in my last video, in the weekly update video. So it's a stablecoin peg project. So they help stablecoins keep their peg, and they incentivize people through staking to actually participate in this ecosystem. The market cap currently was about $4.8 million, and it actually crashed after the airdrop, so it may be a better purchase now than it was before. So this is a cross-chain system, and it has to do with stablecoins. If it gets adopted, if people want to stake here and actually earn money just to help stablecoins keep their pegs, the yield is actually pretty good, and it's a small cap project. So I just wanted to have a little bit exposure for this coin here. So I haven't sold these STBZ tokens yet. Next, what do I have here is GLQ, and this is another, I would say, low risk, high reward coins here. So you probably know Parsec, or if maybe you don't know, Ivan on Tech has been shilling it a lot, but Parsec, it allows you to set alerts on on-chain data. So you can basically, without any coding, set alerts and even some automation. But GLQ takes that to a whole another level. So you can actually set up your own custom scripts without the need for coding based on on-chain data. So you can set up all these different automation systems for yourself with GLQ, and the product is actually already working. So you can already play it and test it out. I actually talked with the team about it, and I may be doing a video about this later on. But GLQ, it's probably Parsec, but better. So I have a little bit exposure for this coin right now. It actually went down. I had about 1% before, but it went down a little bit. So that's why I have 0.65% currently. I think I invested like 0.9% there originally, then it went up and then down, something like that. Next, I have DMST, and this is a NFT gaming token. I don't know much about it, to be honest. I told about this in my last video, It's another one of those coins that I just put money in it and I decided to research it later. So this is just a coin that it's basically a placeholder coin for me, but it has to do with NFTs and gaming. It's on the Ethereum ecosystem and it's a very small market cap. I think it was like $7 million market cap or something like that. So I just invested a little bit in it. Maybe it will go 10x, who knows. But it's a coin that was told to me in my Telegram group, and a lot of people actually had some good things to say about it, but I still haven't researched it. We'll see. And the final coin I have in my portfolio is actually AWC. So this is the Atomic Wallet coin. And this is a coin that pumped super hard early last year. And I just had a little bit AWC left for basically the highest tier perks. And I haven't sold these. I've just been staking these. So this is basically a leftover coins that I have here. And maybe it will go up someday, but it's mainly for the utility whenever I do swaps on the Atomic Wallet ecosystem as well. So I have these AWC coins here as well. So that's basically my whole portfolio. Let me know what you think about it. Does it make any sense or not? Let me know if I should hold a coin. But mostly, if you can see, I only hold a handful of coins. I'm not a person who wants to hold a gazillion coins. The less coins you hold, the less stress you have in life. And whenever a coin in your portfolio actually goes up, it actually has an effect. So mostly I don't want to hold a coin that I don't have at least 1% of that in my portfolio most of the time. So if I have, let's say 0.6%, the potential has to be super, super high for me to actually invest in it. So if I have like 1% of BNB tokens, it just doesn't make any sense if you want to have the price potential for that. So my tip for that is actually to have less coins. So the coins that I usually aim towards is about 15 coins. But right now I have about, how many do I have? 18 coins, 19 coins currently. So not more than 20. So if I want to have another coin in my portfolio, I would have to sell a coin basically. So not more than 20 coins in your portfolio makes a lot of sense. It makes your life less cluttered as well. Anyway, that's my portfolio now. For now, let me know what you think. Let me know if you found this useful. Let me know if I should sell a coin or buy another coin in my portfolio. Let me know of the composition I have of the company coins and DeFi coins and overall analysis of why these coins are in my portfolio as well. Anyway, for me, again, I'm not holding these coins as much for the price potential anymore because my portfolio is I've already made a lot of money throughout this bull run. So for me, it's mainly about keeping my wealth as well as getting a little bit more. So that's basically the reasons why I have these coins here in my portfolio. And as the bull run continues, I hope to have even more stables and even more Bitcoin in my portfolio as well. Anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you liked it. Consider subscribing and I will see you on the next video. Cheers.